Crimson Trace announces Link, the world's first wireless laser and white light system, combining a green laser and 300 lumen light with instinctive activation for AR-type rifles. Link, smart, simple, secure. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
The #1 national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. Gun Talk, available on iTunes and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for Android and iPhone. To be on the air with Tom, call us now, 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Well, we are still here. I'm glad that you are. We're still having fun. We're talking about guns, and actually we're going to be pretty much open lines this hour, so you get to dictate what we talk about. If there's a gun you want to talk about or a type of shooting you want to talk about, absolutely, let's go there. It is an interesting, it's kind of a crossover time of year, transition time of year. If you're a competitive shooter, you've been shooting trap and skeet, sporting clays, that's continuing. Although probably the peak of the competitive season on some of those is starting to die down. I don't know why, though, because it gets nicer and cooler. It's more fun to be out and shooting as we get into the fall. But at the same time, we're getting into the hunting seasons, and it's time to start thinking about guns and loads for hunting. And if you have a hunting gun that you haven't shot since last hunting season, let me encourage you to take it out to the range and shoot it, whether it's a shotgun or a rifle or handgun, whatever it happens to be. Make sure that if it's a rifle, it's still sighted in. You know, it was sighted in last year. Yes, I know. Stuff happens. Weird things happen. Which brings me to an interesting question. I've been thinking about this. We used to talk about, well, you know, your rifle, the stock, a wood stock can warp. It can absorb moisture or lose moisture, and it will shift, and your point of impact will shift. It is one of the reasons that we went to synthetics for a lot of our stocks. So the question I have, and I'm serious about this, is there any point at all to having wood stocks on rifles these days? From a performance standpoint, nobody uses wood on their rifles, or bolt-action rifles especially. Obviously, ARs, it's not an issue. We're not worried about that. Is there any reason at all to use wood? When you're shopping for a rifle, and I don't care if it's long-range rifle, hunting rifle, whatever, do you give any thought to wood, or do you just look at synthetics? Or are you one of those old fogies like me that just really likes the look of good wood, just pretty wood, and like it? You know, it's funny, I like it, but when I go out in the woods, I'm probably carrying a synthetic stocked rifle. I'm just wondering how it shakes down for you, wood or synthetic. Any reason to have wood anymore? Line 3, Hank's with us out of Fresno, California. Hey, Hank, what do you have there?
Yes, Tom, I tried to get through last week, and it was a mix-up anyway. I finally got through to you today. So
good.
What I have is I picked up. I mess around with old firearms, but I picked up a .22 Winchester auto rifle.
Okay.
What I'd like to know is, can I fire 22 longs out of it?
Now, what rifle is it?
It's the Winchester Model 03 .22 auto.
So it's chambered for .22 auto. It's not chambered for .22 long rifles, what you're saying.
A .22 long rifle doesn't come into it. .22 longs.
Okay, I'm trying to find out. What I need you to tell me is what is stamped on the barrel.
What's stamped on the barrel is .22 auto.
Okay, and I'm trying to figure out if that is a different cartridge or if that's long rifle. And that's
Let let me help you. It is a different cartridge.
Okay, so it is a different cartridge.
The 22 Auto has a groove in the center of the casing where the 22 Long, which is the closest thing in size, doesn't.
Okay.
The difference is...
Here's the thing. You can buy 22 Auto ammo.
I know you can.
Oh, okay.
But you're paying $30 a box.
Yeah. I'm seeing it at $18 a box, but yeah, it's crazy expensive as opposed to long rifle. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, yeah, you can buy longs all day long for $3 a box at the most.
Yeah, and I don't, without looking it up, I do not know if you could shoot long rifle in a long chamber. I would have to check on that. Might be able to, though, if it, obviously it's got headspace on the rim.
Yeah, it's a stock-fed tube that feeds the rifle itself. So, like I said, it's the difference between the long and the auto is just I can't tell the difference other than the groove in the casing.
Well, and the thing is, without having looked it up, I don't know off the top of my head. I'll try to do a little bit of research on it, and we'll also ask if somebody knows if they can shoot a 22 long rifle in a 22 auto chamber. Maybe they can give us a call, and we will get that information out. If you can just keep listening, Hank, we'll see what we can do for you. I appreciate the call, sir. Tell you what, I'm going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back. We have a guest, and we're going to be giving away stuff, so don't go far.
This is Jeff with Black Hills Ammunition. Our Honey Badger line was designed in cooperation with Lehigh Defense. It's a product of my 37 years in law enforcement and 35 years in ammunition manufacturing. This bullet is the future for self-defense. It's what's in my weapon right now. I think that is the ultimate testimonial, when a guy is willing to stake his life on it. For more information, visit the Black Hills Ammunition Facebook page.
Built to perform in the harshest conditions, the Ruger American pistol can take it all, from ice to dust and everything in between. The Ruger American pistol features a short take-up trigger, Novak sights, and a recoil-reducing barrel cam with low-mass slide for reduced felt recoil. Plus, a modular grip system with 3 sizes to fit almost any hand. Check it out at Ruger.com. The Ruger American pistol, because anything else would be un-American.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
Tired of searching the web for the best deals on guns, ammunition, and gear? Download the free Gun Dealio app today for deals and discounts right at your fingertips. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, ammo, optics, lasers, gun safes, targets, gun cleaners, grips, slings, and much, much more. Save money on products you want from the companies you love. New deals, discounts, and rebates added daily. Gun Dealio, available for free in the App Store and Google Play.
Built for personal and home protection, the Smith & Wesson M&P 380 Shield EZ pistol features an easy-to-load magazine with load assist button, an easy-to-rack slide, and the M2.0 crisp trigger and enhanced grip texture. With its easy-to-rack, easy-to-pack, and easy-to-shoot design, the M&P 380 Shield EZ is perfectly sized 380 protection. Find out more at smith-wesson.com.
All right, back with you here, Tom Gresham. The number is 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial me at Tom Talk Gun. We always love to give away things here. And to help me do exactly that, we're joined by Kyle Clouse from Liberty Safe. Hey, Kyle, how you doing, man?
Hey, great. Glad to be here, Tom. Glad to be on your show again. We really love what you're doing for the gun industry, and great day to be on your show.
Well, I appreciate that. We were just, a couple of months ago, we were out there literally blowing up safes with you guys. That was a hoot and a half, man.
That was a good time.
We used a fair amount of explosives. Now, for people to understand, we don't just go out there and do that on our own. We've got bomb experts, explosive experts. We got the bomb squad is out there. It's all done safely. But, man, it was fun. We shot a couple of safes. What do you figure, 400, 600 feet in the air maybe?
Oh, yeah. They flew in the air like rockets. And, a lot of people ask why we do that, but we do this to test the structural integrity of a Liberty Safe against a competitor. And in every case that we've done these tests on, the Liberty Safe outperforms every time.
Okay, well, we've done this enough over the years. When we've thrown them off of buildings, we've thrown them off of cliffs, we've shot them, we've blown them up, we've done all this different stuff. The question is, I'm convinced they do. The Liberty Safes hold up when a lot of the others don't. But the question is, why? What do you guys do that makes them not fall apart the way these others do?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what we have is the newest technology in building safes. We use what's called a two-piece roll-form body, where other safes are built using three-piece bodies. And so with the two-piece body, it's a continuous piece of American-made steel that wraps all the way around the outside of the safe and then is welded at the corner with the bag being placed on with a robotic weld that goes all the way around the back, and we don't grind off the weld. Whereas other safe companies, they'll have a three-piece body where they have a top and a back placed on, and then they have to grind off the edges to make it look really nice. But then it really weakens the body of the safe, whereas a Liberty Safe has a much stronger body.
Okay, so that's why when we see these, we see them basically breaking open at the seams.
Yeah, when we blow up a competitor's safe, it blows it apart like a pop can, and the welds simply don't hold because the weld is ground off. It might look nice, but it really does weaken the body of the safe.
And the obvious question that people are asking in their heads right now is, okay, that's great, but I do not plan to blow up my safe, so why do I care?
Right. Yeah, you don't plan on, blowing, you're not going to blow apart your safe. We're basically showing that when you buy a Liberty Safe, you're buying quality. You're buying a safe that will last a lifetime, something you're going to pass on to your kids and grandkids. And you know that every measure has been taken in building a Liberty Safe that, our number one concern is the security and preservation of our consumers' firearms and valuables. And when we build a Liberty Safe, that's the approach we take. We want our consumers buying the best possible safe that they can and getting the most for their money, and that's what we provide at Liberty Safe.
So this basically makes it harder to break into a safe, I guess, is what really it would be about.
It does, yeah. It does make it harder to break into a safe, And when you have a safe, you're buying time. You're buying time for the police department to get to your home. Most burglaries that take place are smash and grab, meaning they're coming in, they're smashing, they're getting what they can in the least amount of time possible. So you're buying time for that. You're also buying time in the event of a fire for the fire department to show up at your house. The last thing that you want is to buy a fire safe. Your home is in a fire, and then you lose everything that's in your safe. And so at Liberty Safe, we have fire tested hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of safes. And it all started way back in 1995. We had a customer whose safe went in a fire, and it didn't perform the way we wanted it to or thought it should. And at that point, we actually brought in a fire engineer, and we took fire performance very seriously at that point. And we wanted to make sure that, hey, when we say that your safe is rated at 60 minutes or 90 minutes or 2.5 hours at 1,200 degrees, that safe will perform with what we tell you it will perform at.
Interesting. Okay, so we're doing the Gun Talk giveaway this month, and we've got Liberty Safe involved. We're giving away a Fat Boy Jr. safe with an accessory panel and free delivery. Tell them what a Fat Boy Junior is.
Well, Fat Boy Junior, it's actually one of our most popular models. We call it a Fat Boy Junior. We have the Fat Boy Safe, which is a wider body, but we have the Fat Boy Junior, which is the junior version of it. And it's one of our most popular selling safe models. That's why we decided to do this. And like you said, it comes with free delivery and installation. So when someone enters this contest that you're running right now, they're basically hands off. The winner will be totally hands off. We will have our dealer in that area deliver and install the safe into their house for them for free, along with the safe. So it's a huge opportunity to get America's #1 safe into your home.
Very cool. And then we're also giving away that the brand new HDX 350, the smart handgun. It's like a tabletop. You can put it on top of a nightstand or whatever. Then you can put. Actually, you could probably put a couple of handguns in this, couldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you could put a couple of handguns in it. It also has a partition shelf inside that pulls out that you can put your passport, wallet, prescription medications. That's a huge thing that we're pushing as well, is locking up your prescription medications so those don't get in the wrong hands. And so you can put that inside. It's there's just so many things that you don't think about. Prescription medications getting in the wrong hands is a huge problem that the nation's dealing with right now. And so locking those up is extremely important.
It's funny. I hadn't even thought about that, but I know what a big deal it is. And, people actually break in and take your prescription meds. Also, frankly, sometimes people in your family who shouldn't have access to them do, and then you could put it into the handgun safe or even a full-size gun safe. Let me just tell people, if they want to enter for a chance to win this giveaway, they go to guntalk.com/win, WIN, and just enter, and that'll also get you signed up for the True Squad newsletter, which is free, comes into your email box, which is very cool. So for people who don't know, let me just tell them, Kyle, that you guys are located right there just south of Salt Lake City. You're making all these right there in the U.S. You're using American steel. You got this huge plant with these lots of really skilled workers, but I've been there. You also have these unbelievable robot welder things that they're like space-age doohickeys. It's crazy. And you got fire and sparks and everything going everywhere. And I don't know how many safes you guys are turning out, but I've seen the trucks rolling in there with steel, and it's like nonstop supplies coming in. You are cranking them out, man.
Yeah, we are America's #1 safe manufacturer here, built right here in the USA. Our plant's located in Payson, Utah, like you said, south of Salt Lake City. And we have state-of-the-art robotic welds that do a continuous weld on the safe, very clean, continuous weld. Again, it goes back to providing the consumer with the highest quality product using the highest quality materials that we can. And we do that through American workers, American electronics, American-made steel. And we want to make sure that our consumers are getting the best product that they can for their money to protect and preserve their valuables.
There it is. Been doing it for a long time. A lot of interesting products, a lot of innovative stuff, and you got the whole line from less expensive to really crazy, big, huge, gorgeous things. So you can find something that's in your budget and in your need. It's all on libertysafe.com when you go on the web. I'm just going to tell you, Kyle, I was actually there like a couple of days ago because I'm shopping again. Believe it or not, here we go again, right? I need another safe.
Yeah.
It's always the way.
Yeah, you buy the biggest safe that you can because you will fill it up, and that provides room for more firearms and more ammunition and more valuables, and then you're coming back for a second, third safe. We have repeat customers.
Yeah. It's always the way. Look, I appreciate what you guys do. We love working with you. It's a great American company that we've done a lot of fun stuff with. By the way, you can check out our videos we've done with these guys at their website, libertysafe.com, as well as on our YouTube channel. Just go to Gun Talk there. You can see all the kind of crazy, nutty stuff we've done, including blowing up safes there. Kyle, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for having us on your show, Tom. We love being on your show and love being a part of your program.
Well, we appreciate it. Best to everybody there. All right. The Liberty Safe guys are fun. They're always coming up with crazy stuff. I showed up one time there to do something. They said, oh, yeah, we've rigged up the explosives on this one, but we have a special way of setting it off. I said, really? What's that? Well, you, being Tom, has to shoot this target out there at like 100 yards, and then that will set it off. With a rifle I've never shot before, I don't even know if it's sighted in. I will offer, we did get it to go off, and no, it did not happen on the first shot, although it looked really good on TV, because with good editing, everybody looks like they're a good shot when you're out doing that. Let's see here. Line 2, LC is with us out of Oklahoma. Hey, LC, what's your problem here, man?
Hey, I have a concealed carry license. I've had it 3 years now. Mm-hmm. And I went to make some gun transactions, and I was turned down. Mm-hmm. And I can't figure out why, and I really don't know what to do about it. I have, I went to 2 different places, and I have an appeal form from both of them. And I hope that you might shed some light on, what's up with that.
Well, now, is it a delay or is it a denial? Because those are different.
It was a denial.
Okay. Have you filled out the appeal? You can get Michelle's helping me out here, get a user PIN number. You should be able to get that from ATF. What have you done, I guess, at this point? It's a real question.
I haven't done anything. I've been waiting to go to someone for advice, and I just happened to think of you, and this is the 3rd weekend that I finally remembered to try to call.
Okay. Definitely do the appeal. Try to find out what's going on. I don't know if there's something in your past. Sometimes it's as crazy as you have the same name as somebody who is a prohibited person. So, but yeah, do the appeal, put that through, and then you may end up wanting to go to the FBI, and you can get I believe it's a special number that will allow you to buy guns. But we'll look a little bit more into that. I'll get back to you with some more information. Keep listening, okay? I'll have some more information when we come on the backside of this break. I appreciate the call. Yeah, it happens occasionally, and sometimes it's just a mix-up with records, and there's a system set up for an appeal, and we'll talk about that when we come back. If you've gone through a similar thing, I would love to get your take on that. 866-TALK-GUN. What happened, and how did you deal with it? Let us know, because everybody else wants to know as well. I'm Tom Gresham. We'll be right back.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
We know that politicians lie. What's interesting to me is how some of them don't seem to care if we know they lie, as long as they get what they want. Case in point. And believe it or not, this is in the state of Montana. The Montana governor, Steve Bullock, says he is in favor of gun bans. Montana. Doesn't seem to make sense, does it? Because when he was running, of course, he was all about gun rights, and I've got this gun that belonged to my grandfather, and yada, 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 Second Amendment, yada, yada. But see, he's term limited now, so he can't be the governor anymore. So he's wanting to get out on the national stage. He wants to run for something on the national front. So he was on CNN's State of the Union show. Host Jake Tapper asked Bullock if he would support, quote, an assault weapon ban, a ban on some forms of semi-automatic weapons. He answered, I would, Jake. Now, as somebody put, I was just reading his editorial, says, we're now informed by Bullock himself that he lied to voters to get elected governor. He has only as much respect for the Second Amendment and the Constitution as is needed to get elected to the next public office in his quest. Montana. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but every time I hear politicians say, I support the Second Amendment, I have my granddaddy's gun, I've been hunting all my life, my alarm bell goes off. What I want to hear them say is, I support the Second Amendment and will support no more gun control laws and will work to repeal as many as possible. The thing is, and what's lost on a lot of them, is that the AR-15, and that's the gun that they always want to ban. Let's get, be real about it. The AR-15 is the modern rifle. The bolt-action rifle was designed in the 1800s, and it has been largely unchanged since then. When Paul Mauser created the Mauser bolt-action, and then Springfield essentially copied it, we're still shooting the same thing. And that was in the late 1800s. But now we have a different kind of rifle, a more modern rifle, an ergonomic rifle, a rifle designed with modern technology. Now, it's not new. The AR-15's been around for 50 years, a half a century, and it's favored by most people now. It's easy to shoot. It's lightweight. You can get it in a lot of different calibers. And for a lot of people, it's the only rifle they've ever known. For at least a generation, maybe 2 generations of people. They've grown up seeing that. That is the rifle of choice. So you have politicians who say, well, I support hunting guns. When they say that, what they mean is, I do not support ugly rifles. Because to them, the AR-15 is ugly. It has no particular use. Just saying. By the way, we had a caller a little bit ago. He's been denied a couple of times on firearms purchases. And I just went and looked. If you just do an internet search engine deal for appealing an FBI firearm purchase, and you'll pop right to the FBI's website, and it gives you all the information on doing the appeal and what's required and how to get a UPIN, which is a unique personal identification number. It has all the info there of the process. And just understand that sometimes, a lot of times, these denials are incorrect. They're working on incorrect or incomplete information, and you can get it overturned by appealing. Now, if it turns out that, hey, you had a felony conviction back when you were 19 that you forgot about, or you didn't know about, or didn't think it was important, or you were told that record was expunged, then you're going to have to deal with that. And there are systems or ways to do that. But just understand that it's up to you to make that happen. Now, let's see, 2 different cases here. We're going back to school again. And these are in universities. One in Utah, a University of Utah teacher told students, put into the syllabus, if you are going to carry a gun, which is legal there, if you're going to conceal carry in my class, you're going to have to stand in a 3-by-3 foot square. That is your Second Amendment zone. Yeah, that didn't go over too well. That teacher's been reprimanded. Let's see here. And a University of Kansas professor, Eric Rath, spends 2 pages in his syllabus justifying his fear of a student pulling out a gun. He says, although you may be entitled by law to carry a gun, I urge you not to do so. He said, armed students are more likely to be involved in fatal or non-fatal and unintentional shooting, criminal assault, or suicide attempts than in self-defense. He goes on and on about, please don't bring a gun in because we're going to be talking about important things, and sometimes people get all worked up, and I wouldn't want you to pull out a gun and shoot somebody because we're having a serious discussion in class. The whole time I'm reading this, I'm thinking, you do understand that you have probably had students carrying guns in your classes for years and years, even when it wasn't legal. And now what you're saying is, if you are legal, if you've been photographed, fingerprinted, background checked, and issued a permit, I don't want you in my class. I don't want you to carry a gun in my class. Well, first of all, you don't get to say that. You don't have any say over that. If you were in the class, and I would offer this, either if you are of college age, if you're going to college, or if you have a youngster who's going to college, I would offer, don't tell them to, don't say anything. He says, anybody in this class carrying, anybody have a carry permit? Keep your hands by your side or on your desk. Don't say a word, don't volunteer, it's none of his business. Now, you can make note of what he's saying, and if he's saying, hey, I don't want that to happen, take it out and report it somewhere. But in the class, no. He has no right to know that you are carrying. If you are legally carrying, just carry on. Do what you need to do. Here's an interesting report from John Lott's Crime Prevention Research Center. It says that more than 7%, check this out, more than 7% of American adults have a concealed carry permit. And that's just the ones who have permits, because in, I think it's 14 states now, you do not need a permit to carry concealed. Anybody can carry. Anybody that can legally own a gun, at least. So 17.25 million people have carry permits. And who knows how many other people are carrying in these 14 states without a permit, legally. So let's round it up, call it 20 million, which is more than 7% of the adult population now has a carry permit or is carrying. Isn't that interesting? And yet, over the last 20 years, as this number keeps going higher and higher and higher, people carrying loaded guns for protection, the number of murders keeps going down. And the number of crimes committed with guns keeps going down. And we're talking about 50% drop in murder, 70% drop in gun crime. All the while, people are carrying guns for their own self-protection. So the people next to you in the grocery line, the people sitting next to you in the theater, very well may have a gun on. She may have a gun with her. And you go through the day without ever knowing it because they're rational, reasonable, safe, responsible people. Why? I know people say, why would you ever do that? Or are you paranoid? Are you that frightened? It's always interesting. They say, well, I don't want to be, I'm not scared. Well, I'm not scared. I'm prepared. It gives me a sense of calm, actually, to be able to carry, to be able to protect myself, to know that I have at least an option, which is better than no option. When people ask you, here's a question. When people ask you, why do you carry, what do you tell them? I mean, not that whole deal because, a cop's too heavy to carry around. Seriously, no, really. What do you tell people when they ask, why do you carry a gun for protection? 866-TALK-GUN or just dial me at Tom Talk Gun.
When the U.S. military's elite units and law enforcement agencies across the globe demanded innovation and reliability, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. When world champion professional shooters demanded precision accuracy, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. So it's no surprise more and more civilian gun owners are refusing to settle for anything less. They're choosing Sig Sauer firearms, ammunition, electro-optics, suppressors, air guns, and training. Sig Sauer. Never settle.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. shopguntalk.com.
Laser sights increase confidence, regardless of experience level. Whether you're learning the fundamentals, a seasoned shooter, or simply overcoming aging eyes, laser sights provide instant feedback, providing immediate confidence and enjoyment for a new shooter. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our laser training video, The Laser's Edge, and learn more about why Crimson Trace is making laser sights standard equipment.
Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. The time is now to band together. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
Brownells has gone retro. Check out Brownells' new line of retro AR-15 and AR-style 308 rifles at brownells.com/retro. Whether you're looking for Eugene Stoner's original 308 design, the famous M16A1, Air Force 601, or the XM177 carbine, Brownells has the classic, new production, old-school rifle of your dreams. Own the firearm you used in basic training, carried in service, or that Grandpa always talks about. See more at brownells.com/retro.
Back with you. You know, we've been talking about the Blink cameras for a long time, and now kind of got some news for you about them. First of all, they're owned by Amazon now, monster company, so you've got all those resources behind them. I was actually getting some alerts from my Blink camera just this week. One of them was a neighbor who was coming over to check on something. So, okay, I know it's not the serious stuff, but it was kind of fun. I could see him in text and say, "Get off my lawn." Just a fun little deal. But, you know, what it's really all about is security. And knowing if somebody is prowling around your house, you get an alert on your phone from your camera. It's got motion detection. You can have them inside your house. You can have them outside your house. It tells you before somebody breaks in that somebody's around. You can punch it in and actually watch live video from your camera right then. It also will record a video clip when you get motion detection, so you can go back and see who was it if you're not able to look at it real time when it happens. It's a pretty slick system. It runs on a couple of AA batteries. It lasts up to 2 years. The live feed lets you monitor what's happening anytime. I mean, the things just really work well. And you just read it off or look at the videos off your smartphone. Okay, but the other thing that's just happened is we now have our discount back. So we've got 15% off for you if you go to blinkprotect.com and you enter the code GUNTALK. So pay attention. It's a really good price anyway, but now you get 15% off. You go to blinkprotect.com and enter the code GUNTALK at checkout, and you get 15% off the entire order. You can also go to amazon.com and search for Blink camera there. It is a slick system. I like mine. I use them a lot. Okay, let's see here. I had a story. This was interesting. In Oregon, we have, several states. This Moms Demand group keeps pushing to move the purchase age up to 21. Federally, you can buy a long gun at 18. But they're getting states to pass laws that say you have to be 21. That's what they're trying to do in Washington State. But this is interesting. The Oregonian reports that the Bureau of Labor and Industries is telling retailers, gun stores, that they have to sell guns to 18-year-olds. There was a complaint filed against a store which refused to sell a young woman a rifle or ammo last February because she was younger than 21. So she filed this complaint, and this state agency came back and said, no, you actually have to do that. So that's an interesting twist. The whole idea of telling people, let's see, you can serve in the military, you can drive a car, you can do all this, but you can't buy a .22 rifle until you're 21. It's just nuts. Line 3, Kevin is with us out of Florissant, Missouri. Hey, Kevin, what's up?
Hey, Tom. I just want to thank you for, you were giving away some books a couple months ago, and I got an ammo encyclopedia. And I don't know how many people call. I don't know how many people call and thank you, but thank you very much.
All right. So, have you had a chance to look through the ammo encyclopedia?
I did. I tell you, this is something I probably would not have bought myself, but very interesting.
And it'll either educate you for hours or waste hours of your time, but you can't put it down once you start flipping through it, right?
Yes, sir. That is true.
Well, good. Well, congratulations. Yeah, from time to time we give away books. If you would like us to send you a book, go check out our thank you for the call, Kevin. Check out our Facebook page. You can see things there. We put a lot of stuff up there. And also, by the way, if you want to follow us on social media, I am on Twitter all the time, and I am at Gun Talk on Twitter. If you want to know what's going on in news, all these things we talk about here, I'm posting about them all the time. You will be the most informed person in your group. I promise you will. Just go on Twitter, sign up for it. It's okay. You can do it. And then follow me. I am at Gun Talk on Twitter. All right, 866-TALK-GUN gets you in. We still have time for you. What's on your mind? What is your favorite gun? Tom Gresham here, 866-TALK-GUN. You can still get in here, and you could also be part of the after show. By the way, don't forget, if you don't have it yet, download the free app, our own app, called Gun Dealio. It'll save you tons of money, get you all sorts of alerts on deals that come about, on scopes, on guns, on ammo, and all sorts of stuff. So a lot of things going on there. Gun Dealio, just go to wherever you get apps, whether it's Android or your iPhone, and you can grab the Gun Dealio app. Let's see. In Toronto, Canada, the Toronto Star editorial board joined outgoing Toronto Mayor John Tory in asking the government to confiscate property from Canada's 2 million men and women with a firearm possession and acquisition license. They call it a PAL. It says target shooting is one of the country's most popular and safest sporting activities, but Tory has asked sports shooters, not criminals, to leave Toronto. He also has urged Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to seize all handguns and all semi-automatic rifles and shotguns. Check it out. Confiscate all handguns and all semi-automatic rifles and shotguns. For those of you who are hunters who say, yeah, well, I don't really care about the AR-15s, you'll notice shotguns. All semi-automatic shotguns, like you use for sporting clays, the kind you use for quail hunting and dove hunting and duck hunting. Yeah, if you don't believe me, just talk to the folks in Australia. So here, I guess, let me throw this out. It's kind of as we're wrapping this thing up today. You hear me talk about all of these things are going on all over the country, and everybody's going, yeah, we got to do something about that. Yeah, we got to do something about that. Well, there's no we. There's just you. Well, there's me. Me and you. So what are we going to do about it? You and me. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, I know. Of course, you need to belong to the NRA. That's like baseline. You got to do that. And I would suggest you also need to belong to the Second Amendment Foundation because they're doing a ton of the legal work, the litigation, the lawsuits out there. But more than that, we talked earlier today about the value of showing up, literally just showing up. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes effort. Yes, it is incredibly effective. Whether it's a city council or a county commission or the state legislature, when you show up, you get noticed. And yeah, we can all send emails and we can make calls and all of that, and that's important. But there's nothing that beats showing up. How do you do that? How do you get effective at that? Well, you get together a group. Maybe there's 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of you. And you say, you know what? We're going to go to every one of the city council meetings because I will guarantee you this. The Bloomberg billionaire is funding the Moms Demand Action and Every Town for Gun Safety, and they have staffers, literally full-time paid staffers in every state. The NRA does not. We don't have nearly that many. And they are going to cities and introducing these gun ban bills and background check expansion bills and bills to ban the sale of guns to anybody under 21. All of these things you hear me talk about, they come as packages and they're handed to somebody, a city commissioner. They're there, and we have to be there. So I would just ask each of us to kind of think about, okay, how do I get more involved? Maybe you say, okay, I'm going to do an automatic $20 a month payment to Second Amendment Foundation or NRA or whatever, but I'm also going to show up. And to do that, you got to know what's going on. You got to join your state group. I'll tell you a little secret. You know what? It's also tons of fun. Because once you get a group that goes and does this, you have your group that's effective, and you get together. It's like a regular meeting you have. It is fun being an activist. It's fun getting things done. It's fun being seen. Kind of time for all of us to get off our duffs and get out there, have some fun, be effective, be an activist. Hey, if you want to be part of the after show, call me right now, 866-TALK-GUN. In the meantime, do some shooting. Be safe out there. Oh, yeah, take somebody with you when you go to the range.